It's Lokazi. Thanks for joining me for Game 2 between Complexity's TriMaster and Team Liquid's Jinro here on MLG coLTrimaster. We have TriMaster spawning in the top left-hand position as the red Terran, and we have Jinro in the bottom right-hand position as the blue Terran. Now in the last game, Game 1, we had... Oh, this is the open bracket of MLG Raleigh 2011. This is Game 2. Jinro took Game 1. It was Thor, Viking, Blue Flame Hellion from Jinro versus Banshee, Viking, Blue Flame Hellion into Battlecruiser out of TriMaster. And there was a good push from each side, but Jinro ended up taking it with 3 Thors and focusing down the 1 Battlecruiser that was out. It was kind of a transition period. TriMaster was getting out a Raven to block the Viking shots of Jinro, and had he had 15, 20 more seconds to get the energy, he may have actually won the initial engagement and the whole game could have been different. But just a little bit of energy on 1 Raven made the entire difference in that game. And we have both players putting a supply depot at the expansion choke, and we have a refinery going down for Jinro, and TriMaster is going for a 1-Rax well, no, probably not a fast expand, actually. He just picked up his gas, right as I said that. He did put down his racks first, so he will be able to get his orbital a little bit faster than Jinro, get that economic lead starting out early there. TriMaster scouting the northeast position, not seeing him there. He's going to head south, find him in that second location, and realize they're cross locations on coLTrimaster, which in Terran vs. Terran means this game will last foreseeably forever. Probably forever. I'll probably still be here tomorrow casting this game, but you guys will all be here with me, hanging on it every word, waiting for the next exciting tank v tank battle. I'm sure we'll have to see what actually goes down in this game. And TriMaster doing his signature, which by that I mean I've seen him do it in every Terran vs. Terran for almost a year, except for that last game, Reaper, especially on bigger maps. That would be my guess is what he's going with here. Yeah, there it is, the Reaper going out. TriMaster sneaking off into the corner. He got sight of that factory going down. He's going to scoot back in, see, hey, what's up? I'm going to tickle your SCV. Maybe you won't notice. Marine coming over is going to shut down that tickling session. In the meantime, Jinro did scout where TriMaster was. No? He went up to that Zelnog and then he headed south. Kind of interesting. Try blocking it up there. It looks like he's going to leave space for 1 more depot, and he's going to drop that, and then that'll be a wall to prevent Blue Flame Hellions running in, which is extremely common on this map. It looks like he's going to drop his expansion right now. So Jinro going into a 1-1-1, TriMaster going for a relatively fast expansion, a 1-Rax fast expand with Reaper Scout. It's very common for him to do. This Reaper is scooting and booting around the map. Checking out that watchtower, seeing if there's an SCV camping out. There isn't. Jinro is going to move up and he's going to see this expansion going down out here. We have the first Hellion scooting across the map right now, which is actually might be able to get in and do damage as the wall is not yet completed here for TriMaster, and he doesn't have anything back at home while Marauder is coming along right now, as well as Stim. Second Rax going down. Looks like Tri might be going for a very mobile force, using Stim and outmaneuvering all the siege tanks that are so likely. And Concussive, is it done? No, Concussive is not done. So this Hellion is just going to run around. 1 shot, 2 shots. It does not get any kills. Gets some okay scouting information. He sees 2 Raxes down. I don't know if he saw that third one. Yeah, he saw the third one being constructed if he did click it. I'm not sure he had the time to click it. Engineering bay going down for TriMaster, so he's going to be going with some good research. TriMaster mainoring some SCVs over to the expansion. Jinro positioning his Marines in the meantime in positions to pick off any Reaper coming in. Cloaked Banshees coming out for Jinro. They should be heading across the field here shortly. It looks like he did start the cloak research before he started the Banshee, and you could tell because 1 Banshee is barely completed in the time that stealth is about to finish. That well-placed Marine there by Jinro picked off that Reaper that he knew was still out and about on the map, so very well done by him. TriMaster moving up to his 4th Rax now. He does have an engineering bay down. He is going to drop a missile turret in the main base. Already has one at the expansion, so kind of anticipating that. I guess since he saw the factory so fast, he assumed it was going to be going for tech play. I'm not sure how he knew that Banshees were coming. Regardless, this Banshee working its way around, gets 2 kills. Looks like it's going to get 3 kills, 4 kills. Nope, decides not to run in there. Stim going down. Oh, try almost getting that. 5 kills on that Banshee now. The Banshee needs about 6 or 7 kills really to make it worth its weight. And it got 6, so not too bad. Missile turret, an additional missile turret was incurred in cost. That should really be placed back there probably, but I guess this allows the Marines to run by and chase if they need to be. It does block that gas though, which is kind of interesting. General running off 2 gas right now. His expansion is just finishing up. It'll be moving out here in a moment. And it looks like he's going to be going for that really heavy mech play we've been seeing a lot. I imagine a reactor is going to be going down on 1 or 2 of these factories even. And then he'll put on probably up to 5 factories. Banshee getting some harass in at the back of the base now. Picking off a second SCV. It's going to tickle this refinery. Just hanging out, using up its energy. It's not really running in trying to get aggressive. There we go. And targeting the SCVs in the reactor actually takes our refinery. Oh, 20 HP on that Banshee. It does sneak away. Its energy has 20 seconds of cloak left. So the scan will wear off and he'll be able to come back in if it would like. Just really depends. Looks like he's going to decloak it and run away. TriMaster getting his second and third gases now. Meantime, Jinro moving up, picking up his third and fourth gases. And he has a Raven out on the field. Blue Flame Hellions are out, getting map control there for Jinro. His barracks is on add-on duty. Looks like it's building a reactor over here. Built that one up there. And Blue Flame was finished. Siege tank finishing up now. Medvacs popping out. They're going to be used for Blue Flame Hellion drops, I am sure. Jinro just maintaining his map control very well here with these Blue Flame Hellions. TriMaster's built up a little bit of a wall here. Really good placement of these 3 supply depots to prevent Blue Flame Hellions just kind of coming up right around here. Actually have to run all the way around. These supply depots can pop up. Only the expansion is unguarded and then part of the angle. TriMaster is at +1 on his ground forces. He has Stim, Combat Shield, and Concussive Shells all finished there for his ground army. So he has a very fast, highly mobile ground army. And Jinro is just rocking out more and more Blue Flame Hellions. Looks like Jinro swapped to a reactor on his starport, probably for Vikings to clear the air of medvacs for this bio army. We'll have to see what he decides to go with there. Another expansion going down for Jinro, and Tries is almost done, so they're going to be expanding to their thirds here pretty shortly. Pretty common timing to aim for 12 to 14 minute mark for your third expansion. So not too odd there. TriMaster sending 1 Marine around to, looks like, distract all those Hellions. And then he decides he's just going to walk by. I'm not really sure where he's going with there. Gets a scan out, and he sees that there's a Siege Tank, a Banshee, a Raven, 2 Blue Flame Hellions, and a bunker there. So it looks like he's probably going to try and load up and then scoot over this gap right here. We'll have to see what he actually does go for. In the meantime, we have a Blue Flame Hellion drop in the back here out of Jinro. It looks like it did not that much damage, actually. Well, I guess a decent amount of damage. 14 workers killed, but the mineral lines look really well saturated for 14 workers being killed. Yeah, they're almost fully saturated. They're only 1 off. And then at the expansion, they're oversaturated. So I guess some of the build-up for Try's third was what really was cleared out there. Putting a little bit of an economic hamper there. Try looks like he might be loading up, moving across. And sensor towers placed down for Jinro there. Very well placed sensor towers, actually. that allows for all the sight for drops in his main and his natural relay. Another scan going down there by TriMaster. He sees 2 siege tanks roll out, so he knows there's at least 2 factories pumping out siege tank in sync there. And no, not the boy band, actually in sync as in at the same time, in case you for some reason didn't know what that actually meant. Which I actually met somebody who didn't know what in sync meant. That's why I'm clarifying it. They actually just thought it was a boy band. It's a little sad. And we have these extremely aggressive Marines and Marauders here, actually. I'm not sure what they were hoping for. PDD did get dropped, I think. I think I heard some space lasers. Yeah, there it is. Shooting down those Marauders concussive shells. Kind of interesting there. TriMaster moving over into some mech now. He has some siege tanks coming out. Some more Vikings. He's up to 3 factories, actually, with Tech Labs. Really good production there going on by Tri. For some reason, it seems like my sound went up. Sorry. Turn that down a little bit. It was a little bit loud in that last battle. And we have a transfer of SCVs over here by TriMaster. And TriMaster is doing the siege tactic on the 3rd. He has forced the units off the expansion mining. And all those Hellions actually taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage. There could be some little bit amount of follow-up. He could actually do a lot. And down here we had another drop here by TriMaster, dealing some damage. Looks like he evened up the workers killed count, actually pulled ahead with those siege tanks as well as this drop over here. I guess the SCVs were run south and then they kind of ran into more units. Not really sure how exactly that worked. And we have Marines moving around the top part of the map here for TriMaster. Looks like he's going to try and swing around maybe and start pressuring that 3rd of Jinro. Looks like by the angle that they're taking. And we have Blue Flame Hellion Scouts coming across the map. Looks like they might be going for the expansion of TriMaster, the 3rd. See what damage they can do to that mineral line. TriMaster moving up with siege tanks through that corridor to prevent that type of nonsense. But he has to be careful. They are out in the open. There is only a Banshee on the field, but that Banshee can pick off tanks in only, I think, 4 or 5 shots. So pretty quickly, have to be careful with that. TriMaster just chilling with his tanks in the middle of the map. Looks like he's just going to go with an infantry force of pretty much pure Marines. And lots of Blue Flame Hellions here at the top of the ramp. He needs to be really careful. Marines are at +1/+1. Meantime, Jinro has not yet researched any type of upgrades on his ground army. Vikings making quick work of those medvacs. Try in the meantime getting +2 on his weapons actually for his vehicles, infantry, and infantry armor. So really keeping up on those upgrades, which I think is going to start telling quite a lot here in the next few minutes. The supplies are relatively even. Jinro's a little bit ahead, but not too much. And we actually have 66 SCVs for TriMaster, so he is ahead in the number of SCVs for production. But that is a lot of siege tanks right there. Got 14 siege tanks coming across the map right now. Looks like TriMaster is going to move up, get sight on that Zelnaga, and siege up on this low ground here. These Vikings are going to give sight to Jinro, so I'm not sure that was the best call by TriMaster there. Looks like he's going to lose 3 tanks for 1 tank. 4 tanks for 1 tank. Not a good exchange for Tri. And now this Banshee is going to tickle these siege tanks. Send them back. It's actually going to pick that one off probably. It's going to suicide mission. Nope. Gets cloaked and pulls back. Kind of interesting. If you're going to cloak it, might as well run up and get that last kill. And we have Tri starting to produce Vikings. He's going to try and vie for air dominance there. He doesn't want to just keep getting shot down. For Blue Flame Hellion, just kind of running into the meat grind over there. Not sure what their plan of attack was. TriMaster's 1 Marine might take out... Oh, never mind. That Banshee's there, cloaked. I was going to say, I might take out a Viking if it just sits there long enough. Siege tanks on both sides exchanging rounds. Jinro losing 2 siege tanks. Tri 1 was picked off there by the Banshee. And he's going to need to back up. There's a new full HP Banshee out on the field. Try throws down a scan and tickles it to send it away. Got 10, 12 siege tanks moving up here for Jinro, I believe. Yeah, we got quite a few out on the field, 11 right now. 2 chilling at his base. His naturals are pretty well, okay, that's defended. First a drop though, kind of loosely defended. TriMaster does love his drops. Good sight and positioning there by Jinro. He is actually able to siege that refinery from that position, which is interesting. It's a pretty far away shot. It's not StarCraft 2 screens type of shot, but pretty good distance. TriMaster moving down with Marine Marauder. Looks like he's going to go for some type of crush on that 4th that he knows is probably going down since Jinro has had map control for so long. Looks like he's going to move out and try and stomp that down, which is a really good call. Don't let the opponent who is boxing in a little bit get ahead on bases, especially when you have such mobile and useful forces such as Marines. Vikings taking out that PDD. Now getting sight over here actually. And TriMaster does roll up. Looks like he is going to take out that command center. Siege tank going up on the high ground up there, sending TriMaster's ground units back. A little bit of an air jockeying for positioning going on there between the Vikings. Still 2 more Vikings out for Jinro. Oh, never mind. There's 2 Vikings over there for Tri. They're just chilling above the group. So right now, Tri could assert his air dominance, just move forward and take everything out extremely quickly. See if he's going to be doing that. It's just a little bit of air dominance, and then you can force your opponent to scan multiple times to see what's going on, instead of just flying his Vikings slightly closer. And Tri looks like he's going to drop on top of the siege tanks. Very well done here. Not the most cost effective. Could have just run right past them. But he did take all that out with this multitasking, so very well done there by TriMaster. He's going to move up. Looks like he might get some siege tanks for free if he moves up fast. He takes out a Viking, a siege tank, a second siege tank, but the unsieged siege tanks just deal too much damage, and the ground army there is cleaned up. But very good exchange efficiency-wise for TriMaster. He's getting 3-3 on his units now. Jinro has not yet started a single plus damage or armor upgrade. TriMaster is at +2 armor weapons and almost +3/+3. Very close. Over halfway done. Kind of interesting. Try moving out to take his 3rd. He's just going to orbital that. Says, yeah, you can probably roll up and siege anything I put into a planetary, so I might as well just move it out as an orbital, get a bunch of energy, make some money, mine that base out a little bit faster for the later game. Pretty good call by him. We have a tank force moving up by Jinro on the right hand side of the map. It's at the North Zelnaga Watchtower. It's going to turn around and cruise back home, it looks like. Some of these Vikings are quite low HP. A few SCVs tagging along with them would probably be a good idea. And we have a bunker going down for TriMaster. Looks like he's going to throw some units into it for protective purposes. Jinro has remade his 4th, morphing it into a planetary. He's going to begin mining here. TriMaster moving out with 4 siege tanks and some Marines. Oh, there's the siege tanks. I knew there was more. They're crazy. Got some Vikings cruising around looking for units to snipe out there in the air. And Tri looks like he's trying to scout or move around the edge of that vision there on Jinro, except for with all those Vikings. He's just going to run those wherever he wants. And all of the ground units being bunched up there by TriMaster on the left-hand side to advance through this secret area, or the secret passage, I guess, over to Jinro's 4th. He's going to be able to siege that up. Jinro actually taking a 5th at the same time, so really good economic plan there by Jinro, trying to get back in the game. TriMaster has picked up his 5th as well, though. TriMaster not producing any more units. He has, oh, both players actually have reached supply cap. So now they will just see what their opponent has army-wise, just keep remaking what it needs to counter. We have a really big engagement of siege tanks right now. We have a cloaked banshee in the middle of the field, getting picked off. PDD is going down. Now the Vikings from Jinro have complete and total dominance in the air. The one Marine out of TriMaster is trying really hard to take all these down, but it is not going to have that much luck, it looks like, as it is getting picked on by a Banshee. It does have to back up. Pretty much complete air dominance actually here by Jinro. Just one or two PDDs from some Ravens. And TriMaster is now trapped between 7 tanks and about 15 tanks. So kind of an interesting position there. And he decides, well, if I'm trapped here, I might as well clear these destructible rocks. Who knows when I'll need to expand to this location. Might as well just get that out of the way. We have a transfer of SCVs going to the 5th there of TriMaster. Very nice pick off there by TriMaster. Now there's no air to ground damage. Siege tank sieging up. Losing quite a few Vikings there unnecessarily. There's now just a giant battle of siege tanks going on here. Tri looks like he actually got the better of that exchange just slightly. But I don't know how long it will take him to break out of that containment. Meantime, he's moving forward on the right hand side. Looks like he's going to hit the 5th with a 3-3 upgraded Thor and 3-3 upgraded Marines, who deal a ton of damage. If he stemmed forward and stutter stepped, he could probably start making it burn, and there's no SCP near there to repair it. TriMaster actually has a siege tank up there, so it's going to have to run a little bit farther to be able to do anything. We got siege tanks on the 4th here of TriMaster by Jinro, kind of returning the favor. And those siege tanks are actually ripping through those SCVs because there's no sight up there without the scan. So that's pretty good. TriMaster still very slowly boxing his army into a corner down here in the middle. He is trying to take out as many siege tanks of the opponent as possible. He's done a pretty good job. We have just a bum rush of all the siege tanks out of siege mode versus a couple of Marines as well. Just rolling over that. Marines all over the floor. SCVs need to get to repairing. They have quite a few things to do there. It looks like TriMaster has started that command center burning. It might burn down. And all the Marines he used to kill did back out fairly well. So Jinro kind of lost some army to some dropping, but at the same time he did knock out this entire expansion for TriMaster, while the favor was returned over on the right hand side. TriMaster running up with 2 Marines to make sure that that thing burns down and no SCVs repair it. Good persistence there by TriMaster. He is picking up his, what I guess would be his 6th, over here at the other natural expansion. And Jinro is going to roll up with many siege tanks right side, and TriMaster will very likely not be able to handle it. That expansion does go down, so they're now again operating on an equal number of bases, 4 bases, until this 5th starts actually working there for TriMaster. Siege tanks moving up, taking out the turrets as well as it looks like some supply depots. Tri moving up, getting 4 tanks really for free there. Very nicely done by Tri. And now these tanks are actually a little too spread out to really be doing that much. Jinro needs to move out the back tanks more towards the front. He needs to leapfrog a little bit more. He is faced back 4 deep when he can be hit from either side. Not the best situation to be in. Looks like TriMaster might be starting. No, he was just checking to see if there's an expansion up there. The large Viking count for Jinro is keeping the skies totally in his favor. TriMaster doesn't really have that much of a chance of taking it over. He has 4 Vikings compared to Jinro's something like 14, 16, 12. I was exaggerating. Landing a wounded Viking on top of 2 siege tanks to draw fire. And we have mules being called down there by Jinro to damage TriMaster siege tanks. And they're just chilling. They're just kind of watching each other. Looks like Jinro is moving up. He's going to start sieging this 4th siege tank on the high ground, getting some damage out. looks like it is going to fall. It does fall. Meantime, Vikings keeping really close tabs on these siege tanks, allowing for mules to be called down and let the siege tanks fire on themselves. TriMaster picking a fight with Vikings. Don't think that was his best plan. Got some Marines coming up though, and they can deal a ton of damage as they are 3-3, have stim, and Vikings have... oh, they have +1 now. Does have an upgrade out. Jinro has picked up +1 on his air units and +2 on his ground armor. So he now has 2 damage on his siege tank. Players scanning each other to see what exactly is going on. TriMaster doing a transfer of units, including mules actually, that was kind of weird, over here to the now 5th base. Jinro still has a lockdown on the 5th on the left hand side, trying not able to move forward and advance to there. TriMaster picking out as many siege tanks as possible with those 3 cloaked banshees. Very well done by him. Siege tanks moving across. Ooh, big battle coming up here for TriMaster. He clears up all of those tanks with those 3-3 Marines, and Marauders just absolutely decimates all the tanks. 26 a shot and firing that fast. Very nicely done by TriMaster. He can actually probably move up and take out all of these siege tanks, which leaves their new office, or his new expansion in the bottom right hand side. Oh, Jinro is expanding back up to this 5 o'clock position. I was going to say, he doesn't really have any mining bases left besides this one down here, but he is picking up a 3rd and 4th now, or I'm sorry, a 2nd and 3rd operational mining base. His tanks are kind of isolated. It might be time to pull them back because they're probably just going to get picked off. Yeah, there we go. There's a Banshee moving forward to clean up these. Should be able to get at least a kill before they unsiege and roll away, if not 2. Maybe 3 if the reaction time is pretty slow. Jinro rolling up with Blue Flame Hellions to the expansion of TriMaster in this type right hand corner. Did get a few SCV kills, but it does get picked off. And we have TriMaster taking out that command center in the air as siege tanks roll up and say, hey, we wanted to fight. And TriMaster again picking a Viking war where he cannot win. There's too many Vikings on the other side there by LiquidJinro. Try moving across the map with all of his Marines and siege tanks. 2 Vikings picking off the Banshee that killed off, I think it killed off all of these siege tanks on the left hand side. Jinro's one of 2 only mining bases here in the bottom, middle, and bottom left positions, which is good when you're trying to defend them from drops and things like that. They're fairly close, but at the same time it does establish kind of a beachhead here at this ground out in the middle. Jinro does have sight of it, has some siege tanks up there, turret, etc. Pretty good there. TriMaster dropping some turrets around the middle of the field to try and prevent as much harassment and being caught unawares as possible. Jinro shifting all of those Vikings into assault mode, and they are now killing the building with their awesome something like 3 supply, 4 supply on a Viking. Pretty heavy there. TriMaster moving out down the left hand side of the map here. Lots of siege tanks moving up, getting ready to siege. Looks like this. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, rolling into siege tanks, losing quite a few there unnecessarily. In the meantime, stim going out. They're going to easily melt this command center. We have Blue Flame Hellions, it looks like, rolling in. Nope, Vikings rolling on top of all the siege tanks over here. They do get eliminated very quickly, so all the Vikings are gone there. In the meantime, all these Marines have pretty full health. These Marauders had a ton of HP. So he's going to easily be able to do some drops. If you come drop right down here, you actually can't get dropped by the planetary, and you can still make money. Not that I think he knows that that's a planetary, but just a possibility. TriMaster doing drops to distract fire here. Attacking from 2 angles, and dropping at the same time. Impeccable multitasking there by TriMaster. Jinro does manage to hold at the top of that hill with sight, though. TriMaster getting sight for just a brief second there in that siege tank to make sure it did die. How many? units is Jinro down to? He's down to 30 SCVs on both sides right now. Looks like Tribe picked back up this base. In the top right, Jinro took out that expansion and reestablished his own expansion. Vikings moving forward with a Banshee, taking out the rest of the ground units here for TriMaster. There are quite a few Marines, but they're going to go in range of the siege tank and take a shot. There it goes. And those Banshees are going to run away, luring those Marines and Marauder to their deaths. Bad exchange there for TriMaster. TriMaster rolling out with the tank. Looks like it's going to siege up on the high ground of this 4th and just rain chaos down below. TriMaster with almost all Marines as his composition currently. There we go, there's a Banshee, 4 Vikings. But really digging the Marines towards the later part of the game as they're just so mobile and fast. You can get around anywhere, defend your bases, assault theirs, deal a lot of damage and get out of there with stim before really it's even a threat of losing them. And Blue Flame Hellions moving up into the 4th here of TriMaster. TriMaster needs to pull all those SCVs. He does. He throws 6 or so toward them. That's kind of a casualty cost. You expect to lose some. So if you throw a few at them to distract them and run away the bulk, very nicely done there by TriMaster. These Blue Flame Hellions are just going to try and run away and live to fight another day. We have Vikings chilling on the high ground over here above the 5th of Jinro, I guess. And now they're all taken out by this massive fleet of Vikings, consisting once again of 13 Vikings. Actually, yeah, no, 11 Vikings. Marauder trying to see if he can actually solo 3 Blue Flame Hellions. Apparently he can only solo 1. Poor guy. Well, you could probably solo more than 1 if you threw him out one at a time, but you can only take out 1 in a 3-man assault. There we go. That's what we'll go with. Blue Flame Hellions getting up here for Jinro. Getting so many kills. 7, 6, 8. Oh, so many kills. Marines getting roasted now. 19 kills between these two. TriMaster looks like he's going to move down and take out that expansion yet again. And Jinro is going to actually lose all of the Hellions up here, though they definitely were worth their weight to that Marauder. Try stimming, taking out, actually he didn't stim, he just ran forward. Took out that command center, the 2 mules, and a Banshee very quickly. He's now backing up. Seeing that there's a large Banshee force moving across the middle of the map, he needs to get ready for that. Blue Flame Hellions rolling up, trying to deal some damage. Stim going down. Siege tanks are probably going to siege here in just a minute. Nope, they're just going to roll through DPS-wise and melt the entire army of TriMaster. Though TriMaster has already rebuilt a good part of his army just now. So to see how that pans out. Siege tanks, siege in on the high ground. Yeah, you're not getting up there, Jinro. Too many tanks. He did throw a scan and then a mule on top of that. TriMaster being a little greedy with his ground units. He should be able to clear it up, but that's a pretty big cost. I guess he does clear up everything Jinro really has resistance-wise, so worth throwing all of his units into it. So pretty big supply swing there in that one battle for TriMaster. And we have Jinro scouting around thinking, wasn't there a base up here? And there was. It's not there anymore. And TriMaster is going to siege this 4th, which is the 2nd natural working base of Jinro. He hasn't expanded across the map or anywhere crazy like that. It's just going for the bases you would assume he would go to. And those are mined out or very few workers on them. Siege tanks unsieging, very good timing there by them. They do manage to take out 3 Vikings before they're going to die to these siege tanks. And they did a lot of damage on that orbital, but it is not getting repaired. Still though, pretty good. And we have a Blue Flame Hellion drop again by Jinro, who's now upgraded to 3-1 actually. About 25 kills between those. Worker kill count at 118 by Jinro. Just constantly eating TriMaster's SCVs. TriMaster down to 19 SCVs and not producing more. You would think he'd be producing more SCVs or walling off one of his expansions. That way Blue Flame Hellions can't get in and placing turrets everywhere. I don't know. But TriMaster moving forward with his siege tank on the high ground again. And there are 3 Vikings versus 1 now. But a PDD does get dropped, and TriMaster is going to have to run away there. PDD is so good, blocking all those shots. It's almost out of energy, though. Tri could move up and take out all those air units, but he did not check the energy left on that PDD. It can block 1 more shot. That's it. Just 1 more Viking volley. And we had what looks like a Hellion, based on that rolling tire, trying to sneak up over here on the left-hand side, which Tri has expanded to. He's taken the bottom left-hand base, so his income is going to be quite a good amount ahead of Jinro. Granted, there are a bunch of mules down, but TriMaster getting drops here on the 5th base. And it looks like he's just very slowly choking out Jinro. He's not even attacking with these units, he just has them hold commanded, and they're just going to shoot any SCVs that wander into their range. They're not going to chase him down because he knows he'll die to that orbital. And Medvac isn't trying to run them away because that's just futile. Banshee's focusing their shots pretty well there on that first Marine. There they go, getting all the rest of those units, cleaning it up. TriMaster catching a few SCVs out of that, but still very far behind in workers killed. But he's being way more cost efficient, or way less cost efficient with his army. But still, he's on 5 bases right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He moved the 5th to the 6th, actually. That's what that command center, I believe, is. That orbital, since there's not one here anymore. Gas is mined out, so there's no real point. We got 3 Marines kind of randomly chilling in open space over there, trying to prevent drops, I suppose. And then nothing really going on over here. TriMaster moving across the map with his siege tanks. He's going to try and take out this 5th base, which is the base that will last the longest mining-wise, as this southern 4th base is already missing mineral patches. Siege tanks rolling up. They do get their siege laid down, melting 1 siege tank and another siege tank in there now. No siege tanks except for this one way back there in order to try and defend Jinro's expansion. Scan going down, but these Banshees look like they're going to be able to take out all the Marines and now take out this siege tank. Very well done by Jinro there. Excellent control, but he is going to need to move forward and take out these siege tanks that are in range right now. All TriMaster has to do is 1 stim and chase down those Banshees. Even if he loses half the Marines, he then prevents any type of rebuttal from Jinro and is able to siege it. And there we go. Jinro calls it GG as he knows he's getting choked out. TriMaster was moving up in this natural right here. It looks like he took out the reinforcing units to that 5th base. So he knew he was on this one last base with practically no minerals left. Looks like about 1,000 maybe minerals left. This pretty fresh base over here where TriMaster kept denying SCV access was his real mining base, and it did not have access to anything. TriMaster mining out his 5th, 4th almost mined out. His 6th was brand new with some siege tanks, so he was going to be able to roll off that for a while, and probably take this expansion right here as well. So he had really good map control, placing a few siege tanks and some turrets in almost all areas of the map where he wanted to have some amount of a presence, and then just leaving Marines scattered about throughout the map to make sure that he would be able to retaliate with at least some type of unit, maybe take out an important medevac for a medevac drop, anything like that. Really good to place your units around the map like that. Well, this was game 2 between Complexity TriMaster and LiquidJinro. This was MLG coLTrimaster, Lokazi casting for you. You can find me at youtube.com/Lokazi. That's Lokazi. You can also find me at twitchtv.com/Lokazi and justin.tv/Lokazi.